Hey, career nistas. Oh my gosh, it's good to be in the building here. If you are tuning in live or on the replay, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Tuesday. I know I'm a little bit late. Just gotta get those kids to bed. Um, but I always want to make sure that I hop in here on Tuesday evenings to do a little bit of live teaching, coaching, training. So if you're not tuning in live, I am going to commit to posting a link and letting you know when I'm going live so that you can make it here. Um, but I'm excited to be here, and you can see if you've been following in the emails, etc., that like I've been toying with different names for our community. And here's a pro tip for any of you all who are thinking about launching a business, a side hustle, a little side consulting, clothing, whatever it is. Like I know there's a lot of creatives in this space who have incredible skills that they could take to the market. I have some folks in here who are just brilliant beyond brilliant. Your degrees got degrees. So you have a lot of information that can be leveraged in lots of different industries. But one pro tip that I'll add from my lawyer hat is like to build something that you can ultimately own. So I've been playing with a lot of different names because I'm like, oh no, like as I'm building a business and I'm building a brand, I want to make sure that I ultimately can own it. And I also want to make sure that it's something that resonates. So Career Nista, I'm going to post the little things about like what I think women who are career nistas are. Like these are people who are powerful, who are ambitious, elegant, fierce, fearless, innovative, confident, glamorous, powerful, audacious, etc. There's so many words. But anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. Today, jumping in here to talk and teach on the topic of 3 things that let you know that you are ready to pursue a profitable and purpose aligned career. In Koya, why are you asking? Like, clearly, that's what we signed up for. That's what we want to do. I think there's a huge difference between wanting a career that aligns with your values, that pays you well, that is what I like to call off the beaten path. And there's a very separate thing of actually doing the work to move yourself in the direction of that. And so I want to talk about 3 signs that will let you know that you are actually really ready to embark on what is an amazing experience to find work that's easy, almost effortless, like sits in flow for you, aligns with your values, taps into your strengths, and positions you for massive success in the way that you design it. I like to say it's the 3 V's, right? It aligns with your vision, it aligns with your values, and it aligns with the versatility you want for your life, right? Not all of us want to be strapped to a desk. Some of us are nomads. Some of us want to be able to pick up something, one project, and work on a project for a while, and then like work on something else, and not feel sort of tied to something that feels very mundane. So, quick, little backstory about me for those of you who don't know. Before I actually stepped into career coaching, career strategy, I was actually running my own law practice. I had been running my own firm for 5.5, going on 6 years. And at some point, it just like wasn't exciting for me anymore. And quick, longer sort of backstory is people who know me know that I had been trying to quit the law like from my first semester of law school. I got in there, I love to learn, and was like, this is not at all how I want to spend my time. I love to talk to people. I love to teach. I love to educate. I love to see people ascend, to see them self-actualize, to gain knowledge and be able to put it to use and like become their best self. And a lot of what the practice of law was for me in the traditional route was like sitting behind a desk and looking at documents and reviewing them. I remember I had to go to like Kansas or somewhere in like the dead of winter to like look for documents in a storage shelter. Like, what are those places called? It was like storage places. People just like store their stuff. Yeah. And I was like, this cannot be how I spend my 10,000 hours, right? And so like Malcolm Gladwell has this whole concept of like becoming like an expert level as you put in like 10,000 hours worth of work. And I was just like, this cannot be how I spend 10,000 hours of my time. This cannot be the thing that I do for the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And so I made a decision that I was going to walk away. And my husband will tell you that 8 months before we were scheduled to get married, as we're like wedding planning, and anyone who's planned a wedding like knows that these things can be expensive. And I'm kind of, I'm a Leo, so we like things a little. I decided I was done. I quit my 6-figure job at a prestigious law firm and decided that I was going to launch my own firm with zero experience ever running a business and zero clients. And he was like, all right, if that's what you want to do, like, cool. And that's the path that I took. Like, that's not necessarily the path for everyone. But what I've learned through that process that has been able to help me help other people who are in roles that are good enough. Maybe the pay is great, but the work is boring. Maybe the work is like aligned with your passion and you love it, but the pay is not where it needs to be. Is that you can keep going, right? And telling yourself, oh, it'll get better. Or what if I do this? Or maybe if I make this little change, I can endure. But the reality is that we spend 90,000 hours working, which is roughly a third of our lives. And our work affects everything around us, our health, our bodies, our relationships, our relationship with ourselves, like how we think about and define ourselves. And so it's important to me that I help you all find work that really aligns with who you are, because I truly believe that that's the way that we're going to revolutionize the world of work. And that is the way that we're going to ensure that people are showing up happy, healthy, and whole and really engaged in their work and hopefully make the world a better place. So if you're still tuning in, checking with me, here are the three signs that let you know that you're ready for purposeful, profitable work. Number one, you're willing to explore your wants. I tell people time and time again, there are a million amazing jobs out there. It just depends on if that's the amazing job for you. And if you don't know what you want in your career, if you don't know what matters to you, what you value, what you care about, what you desire, what your interests are, what your passions are, what your curiosity, like where your curiosity lies, you will have a really hard time finding and designing a fulfilling, captivating career for yourself, because you will constantly be looking for jobs that kind of move you away from something that you don't want rather than draw you to something that you deeply desire, that you crave. And so I think it's really important for you to make sure that you are doing things that you're spending time with yourself and defining for yourself what it is that you want. I think one of the best exercises that I was called to do my first year practicing law at a big law firm from this other attorney who like walked away young was she asked me to like write down a list of everything that I wanted, like big things, small things, everything that I wanted to be true about my life on a day-to-day basis on one side of the paper. And so I wrote things like, I want to be able to wear my afro out. Like, I want to like not have to worry about bills. I want to be able to travel. I want to be able to like work on exciting projects, whatever it might be for you. Those were the things for me. And then to write on the other side, all the things that my job offers me that align. And she was like, it's pretty clear. If you have one list of all your wants and desires that outweighs and outshadows your list of sort of what you get from your job, then it's time to move. That's a clear sign that you are ready. You need to go pursue work that is purposeful for you, that's aligned, that will get you excited to get up and go, because what we know in real life is like you will find things that you don't want to do. And so it's important. There's always going to be parts of your job, parts of your work that's less glamorous or less sexy than other parts. But if you have built your career around your curiosities, your passions, your interests, and your strengths, you'll have a whole lot more in the bucket of things that you love about the work and a lot fewer things that you don't necessarily love as much. So, first sign that you're ready to pursue profitable, purpose-aligned work is you're willing to explore your wants and you're willing to seek work that aligns with the things that you want to have, that you want to experience, who you want to become in this process, rather than just sort of running away from all the toxic stuff, the mundane things that you just don't want in your job. And I think what's important here is it's like so much easier for a lot of women to say what they don't want and much harder for us to articulate the things that we do want. So if you're ready, you'll spend time actually thinking about what it is that you want in your career, so that you can be clear that you're attracting that. The second sign that you're ready is that you're willing to get out of your comfort zone. One of my favorite quotes, which I think they ascribe to George Adair, is that everything you want is outside of your comfort zone. Literally, it's just like right outside of it too. It's like I'm not even asking you to like jump off the cliff of like your comfort. I'm asking you to go one step past what feels comfortable for you, because that is the space where you're going to feel the exhilaration, the rush, the freedom to see yourself in a new light, to convey to yourself, to build the confidence that like you can do something beyond what you thought that you were capable of doing. It's literally right outside your comfort zone. And so when you are ready for profitable, purpose-aligned work, you'll be willing to get outside of your comfort zone. The other reason why this is a really good indicator that you're ready is that pursuing work that allows you to do well and do good is actually not the norm, right? I think we've been conditioned as a society that you choose one or the other. Either you do work that is impactful and, you know, social justicey, and you don't get paid because, you know, it's just about the mission and we just don't have money to pay you for all of the really hard work that you do to like make the world a better place. But thank you so much for making the world a better place at the expense of yourself. Or it's like you sell out to the man and you go make that money and, you know, the work that you do just maybe doesn't align with your values and you feel icky about it, or you don't, but you know that like, you know, I'm just like making my money right now. And so it is truthfully the narrow path, right? It is the road less traveled to find that line that allows you to bring in the good of both of those things and understand what trade-offs there are. And so in order to do that, you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. You're probably going to have to break up with some people who you sit by the water cooler and lament about how horrible work is and this sucks and I can't wait till Friday and it's Monday and all that type of stuff that we have adopted as a culture in the workplace. Like it is, you know, my favorite phrase when I started practicing law, and I hear this a lot from other professional women too in other spaces, is, you know, you ask them like, how you doing? They're like, you know, living the dream. And like nobody really means living the dream in a positive way, right? It's kind of like someone told me this is supposed to be great and I'm living this dream, but it sucks. So, you know, that is oftentimes the prevailing culture. We are in industries where we're asked to sort of just give and give and give and give and give of ourselves, and that's going to prove some sort of value, etc. And so part of getting out of your comfort zone is releasing those beliefs, those spaces, that energy, which will allow you to be open to new energy that says work can be fun, work can be fulfilling, work can be fruitful, work can be aligned to your passion, work can be aligned to your curiosity, work can make you could be excited for Monday, right? Like you could get up and be like, yes, I want this. And I say this not just for people who are in traditional 9 to 5 roles, but even if you are here because you run a business and you're like, yeah, I've been running this business, but like it's not that thing anymore, especially in that space, right? Like do not, if you can avoid it, do not create a job for yourself that you hate in a business that you own. Like you truthfully have the power, you have the ability to create something that you love. And I want to help you do that first and foremost beyond anything else. Because it's important to show other people that that can happen. And that's really the only way that this revolution is going to happen in the world of work. And 2, again, you just have to be willing to be uncomfortable. And I'll add, and I'm kind of rambling here, so I apologize, but I will add that you can be really comfortable in discomfort. And that is something that we don't talk about enough. it can, for a lot of people, be more comfortable to be in the world of the discomfort and the chaos and dysfunction that you know, because at least you know it. And the scary thing is to go try something else and, like, what if it's worse and I'm not prepared for it, right? And I had a friend who used to help me do a lot of reframing. Instead of what if it's worse, what if it's better? And even potentially a little bit even scarier is like, if it's better, what does that mean has to change about you? And I think sometimes people can have a fear of failure. I think a lot of us have a fear of success. Like, if things are good, if things are great, how can I handle that? Can I keep that up? Will something bad happen? There's a great book called The Great Leap. Wish I had it on my desk. Um, but he really talks about that, like how we have an upper limit to happiness and joy. Like, we're not used to feeling large waves of that. And so oftentimes we do things that kind of curb our happiness, our joy, because it's more comfortable. It feels safer to be kind of weary or leery of, like, what's going on around us. So again, point number 2 is you got to be willing to get outside of your comfort zone, and see what's out there, whether that's positive or negative. Like, a lot of that is also part of the stories that we tell ourselves about the experiences we have. But you're ready for that purpose aligned work, that profitable work, when you're ready to get outside of your comfort zone. So we've gone through 2 points so far. Point number 1 is you're ready for this. The first sign is that you are willing to focus on your wants, that you're going to spend time thinking about what you want rather than running from the things that you don't want. 2 is that you're willing to get outside of your comfort zone. And last, but certainly not least, is that you're committed to the journey. I think one of the things I didn't know when I started my own business that I soon learned quickly is success is not linear. It is not like you do A, B, C, and then all of a sudden, like it's like a formula and things just sort of pop off right away. There are glows and grows, and there are glows and grows in your career journey, whether you're doing work that you love or work that you hate. I think, we talk about things being hard, and my mantra that I say to myself often is choose your hard, right? Like, it's hard going to a job that you hate every single day. It is hard to get up and have the zeal for life in other areas when you spend the bulk of your time doing something you don't love. Ask me how I know. I lived that for several years, working at a law firm, working 7, 8, 9, 10 to 12 hours a day doing something that I didn't enjoy. It wears on you, whether you acknowledge it or not. And I think we have so many professional women who are dealing with different sort of ailments, etc., because our bodies, like, that kind of tension that, like, produces all this cortisol and all this other sort of, like, stress is not healthy in prolonged space and times. So you can either do that, and that's going to be hard, but, maybe you get a paycheck every 2 weeks. That's nice. And you're like, that day, like, yes, and you're balling out. And then it's like Monday again, and you're like back on the grind. Or you can do something that's hard, that's stepping away from things that other people have said is what success looks like, and pursuing what success looks and feels like for yourself. I hope that you choose the latter, that you go after and do what you define as success, and that you commit to that journey, because I guarantee you that the end result and the things that you learn about yourself and the things that you experience along the way will be far more fulfilling, far more fruitful, far more fun for you than trudging along like everyone else who's, miserable Monday through Friday and working to sort of escape their lives. So it is a journey. It is a process. It's a fun process. Like, I've actually really enjoyed pushing myself to go after the work that I want. And I have found myself in a space that I'm like, oh, I really enjoy what I do. I have a 9 to 5, great insurance, great benefits that really picks up on my strengths. Like, it's very easy for me to do my work, and I enjoy it. I don't have that heavy sort of feeling of like, oh, I got to do this. I don't know. Like, I have space to do other things because it aligns with some of my strengths, and I can put those strengths to work to like buy back time and be able to spend more time with my family, be able to spend time here helping women really find work that sets them alive. It also allows me to like consult with organizations that are really trying to figure out how they navigate the world of work and the future of work in a way that is honoring of the people that are there and helping them sort of design career advancement opportunities within their organizations. And so I know for a fact that even though there will be hard patches, even though there will be things that you have to break through for yourself, that the growth, the development, and then honestly the financial payoff is there. It is so much easier to make a lot of money doing something that you enjoy than it is to make a lot of money doing something that you don't enjoy. And the experience is completely different. So I encourage you to assess for yourself whether you are truly ready. And if you're ready and you're here in the group as the inaugural members of the Career Cove, everyone gets a free break free call where we can just really sit and talk about what it is that you're trying to do and build out an initial plan for you, an initial blueprint for you to move yourself forward. And if that seems like too much um, investment, you're like, I don't know, Koy, I'm still kind of watching you, checking to see like what I think. And that's totally fine. I'm that kind of person too. Get in, check in the comments and send me your questions because I'm designing a 5-day challenge, what I like to call a career sprint, to help you move yourself forward to figure out how you can professionally pivot without sacrificing your status or lifestyle, even if you're scared shitless about changing careers or changing your job, changing yourself. It's going to be super lit. I'm like really excited for what each of these 5 days will be and what they will offer to you as people, brilliant career nistas who have everything within you to live and lead the life of your dreams. And I want that for you. I know many of you want that yourselves, and maybe you're looking for a path, a blueprint, a guide. How do I figure this out? I have been pivoting up in my career for years, and so I would love to let you know and help you do that in a more streamlined fashion than I did. I learned a whole lot, had a whole lot of bumps and bruises along the way that I can help you navigate around so you can get to the place that you want to be and you could live the life that you desire and you can set the course for other women and girls coming behind you so that they know also that they hold the power, that they are the talent, and that they can do absolutely anything they want to do. And that is also true for you. So hold on to your power. Definitely, I'll drop the link again. Add in your questions so that we can make sure that this challenge is um, on and popping and helps you to move yourself forward. With that, um, bear in mind you are the talent and you hold the power. Be well.